Hi, it's Roland Jones. This is another short video on preference and fraudulent conveyance issues. The issue addressed by this case is whether subsequent new value can only be set off against a prior preferential transfer if it is rendered by the vendor immediately after the prior transfer, or whether that new value can still be used to set off a preferential transfer, even if the new value was rendered after another preferential transfer. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I'll try to show it in the slideshow here. Okay, so the vendor supplied product to the debtor. During the 90-day period, the debtor paid a total amount of over $100K. And on the date of the petition, the debtor owed the vendor over $546K. Okay, I'm going to jump right into our spreadsheet here to show what happened. This is the relevant statute. I'm going to jump into the spreadsheet. Okay, so the vendor shipped after each of the preferential transfers, and the question is, if you look at the shipment on 3/22, $30,514.98, that was more than enough to set off the $9,055.82. Hopefully the spreadsheet will clarify it a little bit. So the vendor received the alleged preferential transfer on March 19th, 03, $9,055.82. Then it transferred new value for which it wasn't paid. In other words, it supplied product and it was never paid for it. The amount of $30,514.98. So that set off the first transfer. Then it received a payment of $69K and change, and it only transferred immediately after that $34K and change. So it wasn't enough to set off the $34K and change. It rendered, or product that delivered value it supplied on April 2nd was not enough to set off the alleged preferential transfer it received on April 1st of $69K. However, the vendor kept shipping and kept not getting paid. And so the question is, can we total up after that shipment of new value on April 2nd? Can we total up the shipments, the additional new value shipped afterwards, and use that to set off all the preferential transfers, including the one that was made on April 1st? Or can we only count the new value that was transferred on April 2nd because it came immediately after that preferential transfer, or light preferential transfer, on April 1st? Courts have looked at this differently, and lucky for this vendor, drum roll, the court found that the vendor could use any transfers of new value that came subsequent to a alleged preferential transfer. So the vendor was able to wipe out all the alleged preferential transfers. So this is sort of a wrinkle on the value. Good to know. On that last slide, that's what this particular court said, and it's a bankruptcy level court and not necessarily law in other courts.